And Coach Derek.
We're here with our live moving moments with Sports Parents R Us.
Yay.
We missed you all last week. We had to take some time off, but we are back. And today
Hello.
We're going to be continuing the dialogue about keeping your children in sports, motivated and playing.
And obviously helping coaches and parents, can I say, not mess it up for the kids?
Enjoy it.
Yep. There you go. Positive silver lining.
Enjoy it.
Right
Keep it going. Not let these kids get burnt out and to stop playing. Yeah.
Okay. So the thing that I was thinking about over the last few days is how to understand competition and winning and losing, right? Mm-hmm. Meaning, what happens, and it seems like in my experience, when you take the win so high, then the opposite effect of that is you're going to take the losses so low. So how do we find that medium? And it kind of goes like this, as opposed to, what? Yay, we're the best, to,
We're the worst.
oh my God, I'm the worst.
Right? And I think we were excited when we were starting out meeting and discussing these ideas of the child development in sports. We talked about defining kids as that it's not about that you are a winner because you won the game, but that the actions that you took in that game, you know, dribbling the ball, passing it, getting into that goal, that made you those points that then defined winning.
Exactly.
And so then it changes the dynamic of saying my child is a winner to the actions and the team won the game.
Right.
And I know it's semantics, but it's important.
But it does matter, right? If I scratch my head, that doesn't make me a head scratcher.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
I just thought about that.
You totally
by the way,
just thought of that.
Right there, off the top of my head.
It's amazing.
Right?
Exactly. Yeah, so we want to decide how are we defining our children and how are we defining our teams? Mm-hmm. You know, like you definitely hear parents talk about like my kid's team, they're like the winning team.
Yeah.
You know, they're the team to beat.
Ownership.
You know,
Man,
and then
ownership.
Those kids hear that, and there's nothing wrong with celebrating and getting excited, and there's nothing wrong with competition, but we have to think about how are we defining this for our kids.
Exactly. So I see coaches doing, again, it comes back to, are you coaching to win or are you coaching to teach? Right? Because if you're coaching to win, then the score is going to matter. Okay, so that's what you're all about. Right. You're going to put the best kids in the best positions. You're going to strategize and you're going to scheme to try to score more points. Right. And then obviously that doesn't help the whole.
Absolutely, and I've seen, and from I'm seeing it from a psychology perspective, but it also doesn't teach them for the long run. Because just because your kid can kick. I keep thinking about soccer.
That's
I'm
okay.
a soccer kid.
There are more sports on the planet. Believe it or not.
Just because your kid can do something right now and get it into the goal doesn't mean they know all the skills to get them to play the game.
Absolutely.
To actually understand the game.
Absolutely. So I teach, or I share with my coaches, right, that it's important that we do, and we were discussing this earlier, we're going to focus on a skill for the day. Yes. Right? We're going to set that intent.
Small intentions.
Exactly. We're going to set those small intentions. Again, because we see the bigger picture. Mm-hmm. Right? It's not about what they can do at 5, 6, or 7, but what they can do at 15, 16, 17 if they were to carry on into high school. Right?
And then you're learning the skills so that no matter who they come across up against, they're ready for it.
They know the game.
Right. Versus, oh yeah, I can kick it, or I can dribble it, or I can pass it with this team that I'm playing against, but then the next team is a little harder, and the next team, but I don't know the skill.
Exactly.
I don't know what to do now.
Exactly. So that's teaching the whole.
Yeah.
And again, that goes with, that carries into every aspect of a child's life, right? In the classroom, at home, which then we would hope would transfer into higher education and work.
Right. I like that. I've been working with children also with, like, let's say homework, and it's so often that parents will focus on what a kid didn't do correctly. And there's like, millions of steps that our brain has to be able to do, even just to be able to sit and have our body attend to reading that first word on the page.
Right.
I mean, there's so much going on that these kids are doing, and we almost take it for granted. We're just thinking, oh, it's a given. Of course they're supposed to do that.
Exactly.
So then we just focus on like, well, your handwriting looks bad, or you missed that one
Right.
problem. And instead of saying like, look at all the thousands of things you did correctly, and now, hey, what do you think about this one that was missed, or what do you think you could have done differently?
And clearly that's going to build self-esteem and confidence.
Right.
Which at the end of the day, I think, is what we all want to instill
Absolutely.
in our children.
Yeah. So let's talk a little bit more about grit and about language. Yeah.
Huge.
So we talk about the language of sports.
Yeah, not English or Spanish.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah. And the language of sport follows all the research about motivation, keeping kids in the game. So
Yep.
we know that grit is defined as something that's bigger than the whole, bigger than themselves. Sorry.
Exactly.
That is the whole. So this idea of like, I'm not just doing it for myself, but I'm really doing it for the whole team, for this whole idea of being healthy, for this whole idea of being a part of something.
Exactly.
So it gets bigger and bigger. And then the child's really motivated to stay in it.
That's huge.
So that comes with asking children how they acknowledge each other on the team.
Exactly.
What do they see about each other?
I mean, can you imagine a world where people are in